Alright, this is Andrew Jelly with Total Home Inspections. We're at 3005 Fetzer Drive in Magna doing a sewer scope. We've got the camera pushed all the way out to the city line. That's what you're seeing on the screen. I'm running a little bit of water, so that's going to finish draining here in a second, but we're about 70 feet out. We're going to record it and pull it back and see what we find. So this first connection point, this is called the nose-on. This is where it goes from your lateral line through your yard into the city line, the main line connection. This one looks good, and this is one of the most important parts of your line. You want it to drop down into the line and not right into the bottom of that larger line. This is PVC pipe, that's good. That's what you're going to have on most new construction. So I'm accessing this today through a clean out in front of the house. So usually I like to go through the basement because you get to see another 20 feet or so of line where it's buried inside the house, but I couldn't see a clean out here. This is a house that's new enough that it almost certainly had a clean out somewhere, but it was probably buried behind some drywall when they finished the basement, which is not ideal. The other spot you can access it in the house is through the toilet in the basement, and so if you were to need to, you still could access the line, but you have to pay to have the toilet pulled and then reset. So one of the issues I found at this house is that you have some standing water. This is not good because this means that the drain is not, or the sewer line is not draining on its own with gravity. You have some sort of a belly or something blocking this line that's causing this to happen. I also found that there was a lot of debris in the line, and that's what happens. You can get debris that doesn't drain, and then it'll basically build up, and eventually some of it will drain, but the risk is that sometimes it'll create a blockage, and then it can back up into your house. If this is something being caused by poor grade or just simply a belly, that's not as simple as just having the line cleaned, because to fix the actual grade of the line, you have to dig it up to repair it. This is something that I would have looked at by a specialist to get a better idea of what it would take to repair this. It's never good when you have standing water in your line. This isn't the worst that I've seen. You know, my camera head is right there at the water line, and so it's definitely not as deep as some that I've seen, but you can see right there on the screen there was some toilet paper and some waste, and that's not a good sign. That means that it's not performing the way that it should. Sometimes when the house is built, if they don't compact the ground properly, or they run the line over a bunch of times with big trucks once it's buried, you can get a big belly like that, and I think that's what that is, a belly. You don't have any big trees here. I didn't see any other roots. Another recommendation I would make here is to put a cap on this clean out in the front yard. This one's just a big open hole in the yard. If dirt or rocks fall into this, they're going to have to go out the sewer line, and depending on what gets dropped down this hole, they might not want to drain out on their own. You can see some yard waste that's fallen down into the clean out. Now we're coming up the hole. So just to recap, you do have what looks like a belly. It's at least 10 feet long. You have solid waste that's already starting to build up, and it's not draining on its own, and so it's not performing the way that it should. I'd recommend consulting with a drain specialist or a sewer company and consulting with them about what a proper repair would be. Otherwise, it could be a lot easier for it to back up. So I'm going to end this recording now.